How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. Today we're doing a Sol'kanar the Tainted deck. It was originally a Gazelle deck, but something very tragic happened. I learned that the donate your Mycosynth lattice to your opponent to Karn lock them, it doesn't work. And our Shatterstorm is only ever going to be a board wipe, because encroaching Mycosynth, unlike the original Mycosynth, says non-land, which is sad. But what can you do? They have a Clarion Spirit, apparently. Next turn we go Skyclave Relic and probably Davriel. Nearly tripped myself up there for a moment. Go ahead. Yeah, that doesn't do anything yet because we don't have any cards in the graveyard. Yeah. So we're just trying to get to... We really want to get to 7 mana, but that's going to be a bit of an ask. Foreboding Statue. Add 1 mana. I don't know about it. I don't know. Let's Davriel. And let's get rid of a Clarion. The token maker is the problem on the current board today, right? Because our opponent is a mono Drac deck. We have seen that. We know it to be true. Yeah, there comes the mono Drac. There still might be a way to generate tokens too, because they have access to 2 mana, right? The Foreboding Statue and the Springleaf Drum. Man. I say, I have been playing way too much Vault Hunters Minecraft. And I'm nearly level 20, and I want to get there today, but realistically, that's not the play. It's not the play. I need to do other things. Maybe cook a decent meal. Or, I guess everything's actually fairly tidy at the moment, so cleaning's not too bad. Davriel died. Very sad. We do have Dark Intimations for next turn. Your opponent sacrifices a creature, discards a card, then you return a creature or planeswalker. So we get one of, probably the Spirit. It's the least attractive card on the battlefield. If we had drawn a land, we could have just, well, ramping would be a bit hard, but... Draw. That's very nice. So if we draw a land, we have blood money up. Not that that's going to save us against Mono Drac anymore. Davriel can make him a little less painful. And could kill him if the circumstances allied correctly. I think I'm just going into Orrery. Orrery into Sol'kanar. They could kill him, right? Like, white removal is a thing. Yeah. Take action. We got the ramp out of it anyways. I want them to have more things on the battlefield before we start blood money. Davriel's a cool planeswalker, but he's not one with an ultimate, right? But next turn we can play Blood Money, take up Davriel, or take down. Well, yeah, no. Blood Money, Davriel seems like a reasonable plan, if I'm being honest now. Land. Blood Money. This will generate 10 more mana. Oh, never mind. We're not proliferating. So this sets us up to where we can use the Davriel to solve to mitigate the problem, and then use the Ashiok to proliferate the Davriel, so he's at 1, not... Maybe. Let's start working away at that commander. Play our boy here. Drown and unlock one of the samurais. Continue working up the power on him. Proliferate. Only my 2. Deal 3 damage. Next turn we deal with the Monodrak, which is something I didn't think we'd have the opportunity to do. But here we are. Sol'kanar is our commander, kind of to troll myself. Because like he just kind of betrays us at the end, right? And that's what the ideal of the deck did. Let's draw some cards. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Relic of Legend is kind of scary too. We'll probably get rid of that. 2 damage artifact. 2 damage artifact. On Jace. Then we send Sol'kanar in at the Wanderer. Then we proliferate. Then we make 2 more Jaces. Then we proliferate. Then we proliferate. Play a Snarl. Draw a card. Maggie, we can answer our own Sol'kanar. Love to see it, love to see it. Yeah, we are just gonna get out of control though. Because the Jaces are a bit of a problem. Our opponent has seen the problem and has tapped out. Yeah, man, it's been a while since I've played. Well, I guess really the last game that I played that just became a massive time sink and was keeping me from productive aspects of life was Elden Ring. And I mean, Vault Hunters is pretty much got there. It's pretty much got there. It's weirdly infuriating at times because you have to build all of these things, and because everything is randomized, you don't always get what you need to actually continue in progression of unlocking mods and that kind of stuff. But it does have a weird enjoyable aspect to it too. Davriel is back. He's even back in a castable form. I like that. Thank you for your continued service. Mulch. Good to see, good to see. I'm gonna play an Ichormoon Gauntlet. It is Ichormoon. Wow, like, the first 3 videos I did with decks that had this particular artifact, I just never properly said his name. I called it like an Ichormoon. Like in we could have Grim Tutored for a land, which would have been really, really painful, but I guess we just pretend that the land's gonna happen. Zusa. They're trying to see if they need to kill the gauntlet, and they do. Rude. Rude. It's Grim Tutor for a land. I probably want Xander's Lounge because it is excuse me. It just is the best option, right? It's weird to me that, like, we had 3 mana tap lands, and the only thing that the Triomes really do better than the 3 mana tap lands is cycling and land types, right? Like, a Frontier Bivouac is essentially the Teamer Triome. But there are just 2 small aspects that are different that make up all the world, right? Because you can tutor up a Triome. And the cycling means that if you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to draw a card, you can just cycle the Triome away, and it's... I have no clue what's happening outside, but hopefully it did not bleed into the audio too much. Our opponent is thinking over their life choices. Drawing a card. Man, they hit the land requirements for that pretty quick. Yeah, we can't unfortunately cast anything with that at the moment, but we will. We will. I imagine they're a big green deck, and that's going to be a problem. But they also look like a land deck. Ew. Disgusting. We have to kill Azusa. No more playing around it. Azusa must die. So this will kill Azusa. So we shrink the Ancient Green Warden, and we deal 3 damage to Azusa. It turns off Colossal Majesty, and if they want to, Azusa, again, it's 5 mana, right? They can't even attack into Davriel to make us force a trade option. Like, our Sol'kanar will betray us at some point, but... And in a normal Sol'kanar deck, like, Sol'kanar isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, right? Like, generally you build around him to where when you have no other choice, you can just blink him away. But yeah, I should mention this is a Harmless Offering deck. We're trying to give things away. So Sol'kanar actually does help out in that regard, but... Yeah, they have to remove Sol'kanar if they want to kill Davriel. Man, they are really ramping hard. Azusa, you are a scary card. She even made one of those in Standard sometimes too, right? 2 damage, draw 2 cards. Yeah, sure, we'll copy it. These 2 can go. It's actually tough. I think that's gotta be the one. Let's draw a card. We are running low on cards. A Bolus. Bolus will save us. He always does. We're 1 mana off just playing him and then casting him too. And we actually have to play our Planeswalkers fair here too. Opponents a bit stuck, aren't they? We did play a heavy price for Dario. Let's just do this. Discard a card, opponent. Let's just finally get rid of... Finally just get rid of that. And then Sol'kanar will do his final thing, and then we'll sacrifice him. Because he serves no purpose anymore. It's weird, the contrast between this final version of the deck and some of the test games I did. Because in the test games, I was so beeline focused on getting a Harmless Offering in hand, and then using that Harmless Offering to get rid of my encroaching Mycosynth, and then searching up the Karn. But, like, the fact that it doesn't work and that we've tried like 3 times to get it to work, is just kind of funny to me. So they can swing in. They drew 2 cards for 5 mana. That is not a green rate, man. You need to do better. I guess I kind of hurt in that regard too, right? Like, should technically have been 5. Yeah, we sacrifice Sol'kanar, get blood money, and deal with the Toski. Discard or sacrifice. Sol'kanar will block. No, that does it too, actually. But this is more fun. Actually, we are going to get Big Bolus and just keep ticking up Davriel, actually. It's the best option. The good old Planeswalker control will get there in the end. Hopefully, anyways. Draw some cards. Blood money, I guess. Let's defeat the card draw. And then clear the board. Eventually Bolus will flip, right? Like, he's gonna get there. 2 turns. We've dealt with the recursion. Anything good in the bin I can get back. Yeah. GG, opponent. We have one more, but we are about at 30 minutes, so I think we'll jump into it. Maybe we can get a quick start. About to say anything to momentarily decrease the amount of time I find myself in the Minecraft menu is definitely welcome. Because while I do enjoy it, I do concede at this point that it's a bit of an addiction. And gotta be careful with those. Of course, Magic is probably no better, right? Found an opponent. Just what we were looking for. I have another deck ready for today, but it probably needs a little bit more playtesting, so I don't know if I'm going to record it today or not. If I do, it'll be up tomorrow. If not, who knows what will be up tomorrow. Probably, well, this will be up tomorrow, but the day after that is what I mean, you know. Because when you guys watch it, it will be tomorrow, right? Because that's how that works. But that tomorrow and my tomorrow are different tomorrows, you know. It's a cyclical nature of things, right? So we have a Disdainful Stroke that doesn't do anything at the moment, and we have an Archmage's Charm that doesn't do anything at the moment. Our counter spells are not particularly well lined up at the moment. Ew. 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 Search your library for a card. I'm going to try to end this as quickly as possible. So there's only one card that does that, and that's Demonic Pact. We need to find a red source, but I can Archmage's Charm for that, so. Disdainful Stroke. Demonic Pact. Let's get a red source. We have a few turns to get a red source, and if we don't, we die. Those are the rules. That's where we're at. Does not feel good, man. If we do get a red source next time, we can play Nicobolus Dragon God and kind of hold things off for a couple of turns. If we don't, it is DPS race, right? Can our lose the game effect in the game before our opponent ends the game with damage. Because I bet they can probably end the game with damage before we can. Okay, counter. Counter's good. Draw 2 cards. Well, that is a red source. This doesn't do anything. I was like, I'll counter it. I'll just counter it. That'll work. But no, unless they're playing a non-creature spell, there will be no just, we'll counter it. We can actually blood next turn. Okay. Can't do that. I will draw 2 cards, opponent. Four damage to any target. Let's kill that. So if we live through this turn, we win. If we don't live through this turn, we lose. We're dead. So if they didn't have a Dracotheth, we would have Harmless Offering away the Demonic Pact. On their upkeep, they would have had to choose to lose the game. I was so close. I had it in hand, man. Look at this little boy. He's just adorable. Ignore the tail. Darn. So close. Well, you saw the plan of the deck anyways. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.